I'm Wendy Larsen, and I am a professional hand cyclist. It's a weird thing to be at this point in my life, in my 50s, to be considered one of the best female marathon hand cyclists in the country. I look back and wonder, I don't know how I did it some days, but then I realize I do know how I did it. It was just all of that hard work and the dedication and really devoting myself full time to it. Since I started really dedicating all of my time and energy to hand cycling and got really serious about it.
This is what I've been writing in all morning.
Are we having fun yet? I won the Boston Marathon Women's Hand Cycling Division in 2021. I set a course record. In 2022, I won the Boston Marathon again, and I broke my own course record. And then in November, I won the New York City Marathon Women's Hand Cycling Division as well. One of the things I was born with is a rare primary immunodeficiency disease. What that means is I was born without a fully functioning immune system. So I always wanted to be an athlete growing up, but I was never able to because every time I would try to play sports, something would happen. I would end up in the hospital sick. I would get injured, and doctors just kept telling me over and over and over again that my body was too weak to do that. And I believed them for so many years. In 2006, I was involved in a really horrific car accident, and it took doctors 15 surgeries to reconstruct my right leg. When I was finally released by my surgeon, I asked him what my long-term prognosis would be, because at that point I wasn't able to walk at all. And his parting words to me were, well, you should walk again, but you'll never be able to run a marathon. I can't explain why, but for some reason, those words just clicked a switch in my brain, and I think at that point I had had enough. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna run a marathon because the surgeon told me I would never do it. And over time, I finally got to a point after doing 5Ks and 10Ks where I was ready to register for a half marathon. And I did my first half marathon at the Chevron Houston Half Marathon in 2010. I realized that a lot of things that I didn't think were possible probably were possible if I was really just stubborn enough to get out there and put in the work and do it. As I was continuing to attempt to do these races and run/walk across finish lines, and I was becoming more and more disabled, my physical therapist suggested to me that I try hand cycling. The first time I got into a hand cycle was amazing. I realized that was what I was meant to do. It was a feeling of freedom, and it was a feeling of working with my body, finally, after all of these years, instead of working against my body.
Oh yeah!
When you are out there on the race course and you have all of these people yelling and cheering, and it just does something to you, and it gets you so motivated. I'm one of those people, when you see me out on the race course, I almost always have this giant smile on my face because it's so exciting to me. I love every minute of it. I truly love every minute of it. And the photographers always comment to me, you always have the smile on your face, Wendy. And I do, because being out there and being able to be completely free to just go and do what I love, and then the people are cheering me on while I'm doing it. It just doesn't get much better than that. And I hope people see me out there and see me in a wheelchair and doing these things and realize that so much is possible when you really, really devote yourself to it.
Yeah!